Hello, everybody. This is your Chituneni. Today, I'm happy to bring you the story of Arivu and his grandmother. The music video Enjoy Enjami has captured millions of hearts, and mine is no exception. Apart from the brilliant music, the magical voices of V and Arivu, the intensity of emotions that bind the song. What I find interesting is that there are many sublayers of text in this song, and as each layer began to make sense for me, I realized that the song is deeply social and so full of hope in as much as it is personal. So here's my attempt to decode the song in my own way. This music video has been produced by Santosh Narayanan at Maja. Maja offers artists access to the best resources and opportunities to monetize their music. It is an initiative by A.R. Rahman. The music has been composed by Santosh Narayanan, and it infuses the raw rhythm of the native Parai, the lingering sadness of lamentation, alongside joyful and vibrant rendition by thee and foot-tapping rap of Arivu. The direction has been done by Amit Krishnan at Studio Mocha. Of course, the singers are Dee and Arivu. The lyrics are by Arivu.
The song begins with a joyful ululation, a common practice of women in villages as they gather to sing a song. Then come the images. We are shown an idyllic scene with simple elements of nature. There's the old man pulling out the weeds in the field, the kingfisher in the hollow of the tree, and the frog swimming in the water, and its little sister, the caterpillar. Interestingly, there is the cuckoo's call interspersing the lyrics. Why is it introduced here? Is it for the music? Well, here we have to remember that some cultures consider the cuckoo as a messenger from the past, the present. Who is the cuckoo here? Arivu? Other cultures believe cuckoo is a bird bridging the land of the dead and the living. So is this song going to be about the past, the present? Let us see. I see very strong autobiographical elements here with Arivu introducing himself as hailing from a small village called Kuttalam in South India. Life there was very simple and people led humble lives. They adorned themselves with water lilies draped around their shoulders. Their only perfume was the strong fragrance of sandal as it clung stubbornly to them. As for jewelry, they wore necklaces of the tiny mullai or jasmine that looked like pearls. Arivu is obviously proud of his humble beginnings. In the next few lines, he talks about his grandmother. Arivu describes his grandmother with tangible fondness. He recalls Valliammai with her small shrink bag with betel and tobacco leaves and nuts. The arms that carried him so tenderly as a baby were the arms that hit the parai with such strength. Filled with awe, he wonders, my mother's mother, Tayamma, what magic did you create with those hands? And now he wants her to listen to his song. Oddly, here he says that he cannot see clearly without his glasses, and his grandmother finds them for him. And she says, here they are, my Perandi, the one who has come to perpetuate her name. What we would like to ask is it an implication that it was she who led him from darkness of ignorance to light?
Like a blind man who has gained his sight, Arivu puts on his metaphorical glasses and has gained valuable insight from his grandmother Valliamma, who has passed on the wisdom of her and his ancient forefathers. She reminds him of how, like the bright plumed parrot which lives in the foliage of the vast banyan tree, every human being has to learn to live in grace and goodness in this blessed land. She has told him how on these fertile fields and along the shores of lakes and ponds, our grandfathers and our ancestors have danced and cavorted in glee, but then have always remembered that dogs, foxes, and cats also co-own these lakes and ponds. Oh, what a wonderful message that tells loud and clear this earth belongs to all.
The grandmother calls the grandson Njami. It is a term of endearment meaning my little god. She assures that grandson that if human beings live together in unity and equality, then they can all live like kings, riding the elephant on the Ambari, the throne on its back with the gift of Mummari or plentiful rains. Now, once again, we notice the cuckoo announcing that Mother Earth embraces the hens that lay eggs, the peacock with its beautiful plumage, and the carefully built nest of stack sticks. There's unity and diversity in nature. Why not in human beings? I suppose this is what Arivu wants us to remember here. Though Valiamma sings in exaltation about the delicate beauty of nature, Arivu's inner eye, however, envisions his ancestors toiling hard on their fields in sweat-stained shirts. They lived off the land, making black sugar from the sap of the palm, cooking in earthen pots on fires kindled by the long funnel called Udangurlu. Arivu seems to be telling his grandmother that on the very banks of rivers where they lived such simple lives sprang the mighty civilizations. There's a sadness in the lines when Arivu tells his grandmother that once civilizations grew, his ancestors were no longer free to enjoy the products of the land, all of which was usurped by the rich. His forefathers, who toiled on the salt pans, had to wait to taste the salt. The hens that they raised yielded yolks filled with nourishment, yet they themselves led pitiful lives in tea plantations with leeches, literally and metaphorically sucking their blood. Their life was like a game of kittipulu, where the small stick is hit by the large stick over and over again. The song now breaks into a lamentation as a voice of an ancestor tells Arivu that they tended to gardens and planted saplings. Though the trees grew thick and strong, their throats remained parched. Like a typical dirge, the song talks of a prosperous past and a dead present. In these lines of the song, we notice a change in the cadence of the song as it now becomes a song of hope and comfort. His grandmother Valiamma assures him that life evolved from the seas, moved to the beaches, the forests, became the human beings who tilled the land, formed villages, towns, and cities. All of humanity must come together in unity and equality and live like kings, enjoying the bountiful gifts of nature. With a strong conviction in her voice, Dee echoes the sentiments of Arivu as he realizes that this land given to him is the land of his forefathers and the land on which his family deity danced in glee and protected him. We must remember that in South India, every village, even now, has many gods considered as the guardians of the land and worshipped with devotion and gratitude. So Arivu is probably referring to this. And Arivu now understands that his home stands on the excreta of the hens raised by his ancestors, which helped to build the forests. Life went on for them and will go on for us. In these lines, we see Valiamma comforting Arivu with the words that he, her sweet sugarcane, her loving grandson, her Perandi, the grandson who perpetuates her name, lacks nothing. Valiamma points out an ancient tradition of farmers to leave the last few bitter gourd on the plants for their seeds. They were used in the next planting season. Life was thus gifted from one generation to another. and her dear grandson was not to fear or feel remorseful about the bitter memories of the lives of his ancestors as they were taken away from homes to work in tea plantations of Sri Lanka and dropped off without remorse back in their villages by the employers after 3 to 4 generations and left jobless and helpless. What wisdom, strength, and hope Valliyamma gives to Arivu and the younger generation, that life is never hopeless. Valliyamma urges Arivu to remember that a life of equality and unity ensures a prosperous life for all. She calls him her little God, the God who will sing a song for equality. The strong message, as I see it, is that young people need not lose hope and live in the misery of bitter memories of the past. These young people are the hope of the land and will live like kings. Thus ends the song, but it leaves an impact with its many goosebump moments. I love the song as an anthem of hope, and I do realize that you will too. Thank you for helping us bring a story of our ancestors to our little audience, and of course, their parents as they watch our videos. You can watch more of our videos at Nini Stories and English Grammar on YouTube. Do subscribe if you like us. Thank you.